Best of Reddit updates. Would I be the a-hole if I disabled the lock on my husband's man cave? I, 34, female, have been married to my husband Brad, 36, male, for 5 years. Brad is the kind of man who thinks he's low maintenance because he owns 3 pairs of the same cargo shorts, but will throw a fit if you sit in his spot on the couch. When we bought our house last year, Brad immediately claimed the finished basement as his man cave. I was fine with it. Basements always creep me out because of horror movies, so he could have it all to himself. He moved in his gaming setup, installed a giant TV, snack fridge, and even got a beer sign that says it's beer o'clock somewhere. I had no problem with any of this, even though I'd rather we be spending that money traveling together or on something else that could be fun for us both. But I figured he works hard and his job is pretty stressful, so he deserves to have his unwinding space. When he first assembled the cave, he invited me in to show me the end result. He had such a childlike, happy smile on his face. I could see he was really proud of what he had done. I complimented his work, gave him a sweet kiss on the cheek, and said, "Enjoy yourself. You deserve it." The next day, when he went off to work and I was cleaning the house, I went down to the basement to see if there were any dishes or glasses that needed to go in the machine. But when I put my hand on the doorknob and turned it, the door didn't budge. It was locked. I thought it was strange, but didn't give it much thought. But then, the next few days, whenever I went down to check for any mess to be cleaned, the door was always locked. Today, my husband came home from work, we had a lovely dinner together, and then he headed down to the basement. Out of curiosity, I tried to open the door while he was inside, which I hadn't done before. Much to my surprise, the door was locked even when he was in there. I tried calling his name for him to open, but he didn't reply and didn't open the door. The next day at breakfast, I asked him why he always keeps the door locked. He laughed and said, "To keep the vibes in." I laughed politely, but said, "No, seriously." He looked at me and said, "It's just my private space." He had to leave for work, so the conversation ended there, but now I'm super paranoid. Is actually just watching TV and playing games there? Or is there another reason he doesn't want me to go in? Will I be the a-hole if I hired someone to disable the lock? Top comments. Comment 1. Not the a-hole. It's understandable for people to sometimes need a break and have their alone time. But locking the door, even when he's there, is highly suspicious. What does he have in there? Bodies? A collection of love dolls? I would have a conversation with him again, and if he still doesn't give you a plausible reason or let you in, I'd get that door unlocked ASAP. Comment 2. I bet he's diddling himself to some weird, furry, tentacle anime. Comment 3. You're the a-hole. As a gamer, I can tell you we don't like to be interrupted when we play. When you try to go in while he was home, he probably didn't hear you calling his name because he was probably wearing headphones. And I bet he keeps the door locked during the day so that you don't accidentally delete his progress when cleaning or moving around his remotes. Update. I talked to Brad again. He asked me why I keep trying to go in. When I said that I wanted to keep the space clean and tidy for him, especially because I know he can be kind of slob, and that the number in our cupboard kept dwindling, he said one of the main reasons he keeps the door locked is exactly so I don't go in there to clean up. He said he likes to be able to make a mess and not have to pick up after himself immediately, which I usually nag him to do. I promised I wouldn't nag him, but asked if he could keep the door unlocked, to which he said no. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. My mom was visiting from out of town. She's lovely but chatty. Brad literally snuck past her in our hallway, clutching a sleeve of Oreos like a raccoon in a jewel heist, and locked himself in the man cave. My mom asked if we were in a fight. I said no. Brad just needs to recharge. She said that was ridiculous and that it was very rude of him not to even sit with us when she was visiting. I thought about it later and decided she was right. Not that he didn't need his alone time, but the fact that since he's built the man cave, he spends all of his free time there and doesn't even make an effort when we have company. I don't think he's actually hiding something there after we've had our last conversation about it, but this man cave thing has gone too far. Update 2. I don't know if those who had commented so far that I was not the a-hole are going to change their minds, but I did something kind of crazy. I was fed up with my husband keeping the door locked on his man cave and being so obsessed with it, so I hired someone, not to disable the lock, but to replace the entire door. When Brad came home and headed down after dinner, I stayed close but out of sight at the top of the stairs. And then I heard it. WTF? He yelled, followed by a glorious whap-whap sound. He ran up the stairs towards me and asked, "What did you do?" I couldn't hold it. I burst out laughing and said, "What's up, partner? You don't like your new Wild West saloon doors? Are you kidding me? Those doors don't even close. They just go back and forth. You violated the sanctity of the man cave. Now it's ruined." When I managed to stop laughing, I said, "Oh, calm down, Brad. Just holster your snacks and go play some games." What did you think of this Reddit story? Do you agree with the reader's verdicts? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. We are a new channel and we really appreciate your support. We publish stories with new topics multiple times a week. From Reddit Stories Bonanza, we wish you an amazing week.